Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So today I'd like to share with you the following informations in science and physics. So here on we can get rid of the so-called internal qi, xing qi, fajing once for all. Okay, we want to base everything on physics and not some kinds of philosophy or some kinds of wishful thinking or belief or legend or whatever whoever hearsay. Okay, and so we want to base everything on physics. Otherwise, we are actually screwing ourselves, and we are screwing Wing Chun big time. Okay, we just simply cannot afford to continue on with this qi, fajing, this mysterious mind power and all those stuff. If other style want to do it, fine. If anybody in Wing Chun want to do it, fine. But for the majority Wing Chun practitioner who follow the WCWest, get rid of it, because it's just wasting of life, okay? And it's going to go nowhere because it's not scientific at all. So today I'd like to share with you this, okay? This was not shown before. People don't do this, and this is the first time I want to show it openly so that you know exactly what it is. Because only if you know what it is, you can repeat it, you can develop it. If you don't know what it is, we can sit down keeping thinking that some bird will fall down in the sky based on some kinds of mysterious power, okay? And we have no idea what it is, we have no control what it is, okay? So, let's go start. Now, disregard of it is fajing. Okay, this is sometimes people consider as a mysterious internal force, power, fajing, qi, or anything, or simply the takedown. Okay, MMA takedown. They all based on law of physics. There is nothing go outside the law of physics, because we are all human beings, okay? So whether it is what is claimed as fajing or mysterious qi or xing qi, whatever, there's no different than the MMA takedown, because human is human. Human has to base on biomechanics and law of physics, okay? Now, what you need is only this page. This page is only what you need to analyze what is happening with the qi and jing and all this mysterious stuff for people talk about hundreds of years, okay? So the bottom line is the Newton's the impulse momentum theorem, okay? The impulse momentum theorem is what you want to know or learn, because that's the core of everything, of this fajing or collusion or anything, okay? Now, so here it is defined that force of impact, or the Chinese call it jing, is actually the momentum change divided by the durations of force is applied, okay? And then it's also equal momentum change means mass multiplied by velocity change. That's what momentum change is about, okay? And then this durations of force is applied is just mean time, okay? So you can go to any physics book to find this out, okay? This is Newton's mechanics, okay? The classical physics, okay? So remember impulse momentum theorem. So that's what you need, okay? So over here in words it says that if you want to generate a force, okay? If you want to generate a force or a jing, okay? This is Chinese word qing. Okay, let me expand it a little bit. Okay, so if you want to generate a force or jing, then you need to have a momentum change, meaning that you have to have a mass with a velocity change. Okay, I will show you example later. And then you have to know or have the control of the durations of force is applied. Okay, duration of force is applied. I'll show you by example, and this is a time. So this is by equation. If you know the mass and the velocity change, and then you know the time of the durations of force is applied, then you can calculate the jing. You can find out the jing. Okay. So let me illustrate here with this picture. Okay, so this is so let's just look at this first. Okay, so if you want if you want a momentum change, first you need to have a momentum. Okay, to generate a momentum. So momentum means mass multiplied by velocity, meaning that like this is a person, he's walking, he have a velocity or speed, and then he has his body mass. Okay, now that is the generations of the momentum. And of course, in the generation of momentum, you need the mechanics. If you walk, you need to have your biomechanics, and then you need to use your muscle strength. Okay, your body's muscle strength, and then it's also subject to gravitational force because you are standing and walking on earth. Okay, which is so in order to generate a momentum, you need this. You need the muscle, you need the mechanics, and then you need the gravitations, and then you generate that. So it's just, this is simply just like a guy walking, okay, walking with his own weight. That's it. That's the momentum, okay? Walking, that's the momentum. Now, when you want to create a momentum change, okay? So when you want to create a momentum change, remember we said that force of impact is momentum change divided the durations of force is applied. So let's look at this. So at first, this guy, as we know that, is walking, so he have a momentum, okay? So he have a momentum. Now, if there's a wall here, he'll walk into the wall, he slam into the wall, okay? At that point, you generate a momentum change because the velocity is now changed, okay? So say he walk pretty fast, when he slam into the wall, then he almost go into stop. Okay, so that is what momentum change. Okay, so that's what momentum change mean. Momentum change, it means that it's a mass multiplied by velocity change. Okay, so when this guy, he have his mass, when this guy is slammed to the wall, like it or not, the wall velocity is going to change. Okay, because he walked really fast and he slammed to the wall, then he's going to cut down his speed and then going to go zero, not moving, okay, because this is a wall. Now, at that point, it generates a force of impact to the wall, force of impact, okay? So this is what this equation says. Momentum change generate force of impact, and here divide by the durations of force is applied. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, here. Duration of force is applied depend on the surface of the wall. Meaning that when he slammed to the wall, okay, when he slammed to the wall, if this wall is a pure concrete, the time will be really very short. If the wall is laminate with a cushion, then the time, the durations of the force applied is longer. That's why, for example, if you collide with the wall directly, is different than if you collide into a a cushion wall, okay? And you know that if you collide into the cushion wall, even if you walk the same speed, you don't get as much damage if you collide into a cushion wall. However, if you collide into a concrete wall, then there's big damage there, okay? And actually, this is in this equation. It said that momentum change. Say you're walking, and the durations of force is applied, meaning that if you crush into a concrete wall, this time will be short. Thus, something big divided by something small will be really big. Okay? This force will be really big. Now, if this is a cushion wall, meaning that the durations of force is applied will be long, meaning that you bounce a few times before the whole collision come to stop. Okay? So the force will be less. Okay? Now, so we know that disregard of what? Your fajing or anything, as soon as you want to generate some force, you need to have a momentum change. You need to have a momentum change in order to generate the force. And then it depends on how is the collision. Is the collision really sharp, or the collision is like bouncy, have a long duration time? Okay, so this is the bottom line of your fajing or disregard of this type or this type, all using same idea, okay, same theorem. So okay, now we have go through this, explain this, using this example to explain what is this the theorem is about, the impulse momentum theorem is about. Now, let's look at this. So we know that if we want to generate a force, okay, or fajing, we need to first have to generate the change of momentum, a change of momentum, okay? If you want to fajing, you need to change, you need to generate the change of momentum. And the change of momentum depends on your mechanic, muscle, strength, and gravitational force, okay? Now you look at the equation. So where the hell is the jing and all this kind of stuff related to the qi? You don't see qi here. You see jing, you see mechanics and momentum. You don't see qi here, okay? And you see that this is a dynamic system because this is related to time, okay? Remember, there's a time here, and there's a speed, velocity is a speed here. It's not something static, okay? Now, so in this world, in this human world, disregard of what? If you want to generate a force or jing, you need to have a change, to generate first the change of momentum. Otherwise, you don't have it, okay? Now, in order to generate the change of momentum, you need the mechanics, muscle strength, and then the gravitational force because you're human, okay? Now, so where is the qi stuff coming to play? Okay. So qi is actually the energy to support the momentum change. For example, it is like your breathing, okay, it's energy. Your food you eat is energy. And even if somebody say, oh, life force or life of energy, whatever, this mysterious stuff, it still belong to the, if they exist, it still belong to this energy category. You can have this, whatever energy, qi, what you want, is not going to generate force because you need all this, the change of momentum. Okay? Now, to calculate this energy needed, Okay, again, this is physics. To calculate this energy needed to create the change of momentum, okay, you can have energy needed to create this change of momentum, okay, or to generate the change of momentum. You know that it is 1/2 mass velocity squared, 1/2 mv squared. There's the energy. You can calculate the energy needed, okay. So by physics, from energy to generate the momentum change, to generate the force, all this is clear. This is law of physics, okay? It can be calculated. There's nothing mysterious at all. And in fact, energy is not force. Energy is not momentum change. Energy is just energy, like your food, the oxygen we inhale, okay? Or whatever qi you talk about, it's just that. It's just a supply to support the generations of the change of momentum, okay? And only if we know the change of momentum, we know how to play with that, you can generate the force you like. So from qi to fajing, if it's according to the proper Chinese traditional martial art, not this mysterious stuff which is, in Ming Dynasty, the Chinese not doing those things. And after Ming Dynasty, in the Qing Dynasty, people start to put in all this BS philosophy, qi, mysterious stuff. It's like jumping from here to here. Okay? It completely doesn't make sense, and it doesn't work. And physics proven that. And if we jump from here to here, it's like sitting in the sofa waiting for the bird to fly down from the sky, to fall down from the sky, and thinking you have some magic power. Well, it might happen once a life, or it might never happen for your entire life, okay? But if you follow this, you can get it repeat every day, because if you want to get the bird down, you better shoot it down, okay? And you shoot it down, you need the gun, and you need the mechanics and so forth, okay? So this is the bottom line of the qi of the ancient Chinese, the biomechanics, and then the jing, okay? Now, actually in the 613.3, in the book 613.3, this is the momentum and the strength here. The equations is whatever I'm showing you the impulse momentum theorem is in the chapter, okay? The change, remember that impulse change of momentum mass multiply velocity is there, okay? That's why I put everything there, okay? In ancient China, whatever things in terms of ancient Chinese and the science, today I just explain it here there with the science today, okay? So there's no mumbo jumbo or woo woo stuff. Okay, so same with in this book, in this Wing Chun book, we know that you talk about the change of momentum. Fighting is the exchange of momentum. All this form momentum zone, and then the mechanics of the second momentum zone is in the book. So that's why you have this tour mechanics and whatever is needed, because we know that if we want to create jing or force, we need the mechanics, momentum, and the muscle strength and gravitational force, okay? So it presents us. And even in the 613 books, the beginning Wing Chun book, it even presents us. That's why over here, you have an energy element, you have a strength element, okay? Strength is like your force element, and you have momentum element. You cannot mix them together and call it qi. I want to sing qi. I know how to fajing better than you, all this thing. Well, you have no idea what is going on here. And this is not energy, mind, body. This is physics, okay? So you have to accord to the thing. Now, With us knowing whatever we know just now in the physics, so what is this standing there in the triangle shape and doing all this thing got to do with the momentum? Momentum, we know that momentum and the change of momentum must have to do with the velocity and time. So what is this doing? What is this standing here? I give you magic power. What is this doing? What is this angle doing when you have a dynamic system? And also, what is this 站桩 doing, or 星气 stand here? What is that got to do with the input function? So what is it got to do with this? Okay. What is this got to do with this equation? Which is depend on momentum change and everything. Okay, so right now I want to show you. Okay, so give you a demo on this thing. Now, you know that if I want to generate a force, I need to move my body. There's no force, force generated if I do not move my body. This is called momentum. So say I generate momentum, okay, and then I first generate momentum by moving, okay, moving this way, and then I want to generate a momentum change. So what I'm doing, this is a wall. I crush the wall. The time I crush into it, I have a momentum change. There's a force get into the wall, and there's a reaction force get into my body. That is the force you generate. Okay. Now, this is a concrete wall. I slam into it. It's very painful because the time of collisions, the duration collision is really low, really short. Okay, the interval is very short. As you remember in the equation, the change of momentum divided by the time of collision. Bang! It's painful like hell. You generate a lot of force because the time is very short. Now, the same thing. I walk like that. I bang into it. Well, the time of collision, because it's a cushion, the time collision is long, so I don't feel much pain. So that way you know that if you want to have a fajing, you need to have your body generate the momentum, and then generate a change of momentum, and then you control the time of collision to fajing. So what is that got to do with qi? Well, I can get my energy inhale, deep inhale. I can get into the state of the circulation, the meridians. But what is that got to do with this generate of the change of momentum and then directly related to the generations of the force or the jing? It doesn't. It is an indirect thing. This, whatever the breathing or the food I eat, is just give me energy. If I don't have energy, then I cannot generate the change of momentum. And in terms, I cannot generate the force. So if I want to generate that, the first thing is I need to have the mechanics here, the muscle. Even I need to run, I want to crush him, I need to have the mechanic, the body, the gravitational force and so forth, and it would generate the momentum change and then generate the force. And all this qi and everything thing is just what? It's just an indirectly supporting for the generator force. The trouble comes is when people stand in iYikKam, this way lock the whole darn thing up. How are you going to handle a change of momentum or generate a change of momentum when you keeping lock out your body, have a structure and so forth? You know that when you want to go generate a change of momentum, it has to be really dynamic, not sitting down there, standing like that, hold on some posture. And also all this breathing and everything, it's just an indirect thing to support the body, so the body be able to generate change of momentum and then the force. It's like if the energy is exactly like the battery in the cell phone. If you don't have a cell phone, you cannot call anybody. A battery is just a battery. So the change of momentum is like the cell phone. Call somebody is like to generate that force. So you need the energy, sure, but energy is not, life force energy. What the heck is life force energy? You just go eat something, then you get energy. That for sure. For life force, well, show me what is it, okay? And chi is breathing. Otherwise, you can say, oh, chi is this. You can sit down there talking about chi for 10 billion years. As what we want is just go eat something and breathe properly, you have the energy. And that's why you can manipulate your body, and you need to have a good training of mechanics to generate the momentum change. And only that, and you can control the time of pollution, and then you can apply the force or generate the force. And that's fajing in ancient Chinese. General Qi Qi Guang. Not all this, I can have this, not touch you, and I have this mind power. What are you talking about? Okay? So it's just simple. That's why in Wing Chun, we need to know remember the 4 momentum zone? We need to know the second momentum zone mechanics, because that is our bread and butter to handle the momentum change. And because we know how to handle the momentum change, we can apply force, we can generate the force. If we don't do this, and you go giving Julian House, stand there and then, chi, sing chi, and then I can fajing with sing chi, what the heck are you doing? You can do this for 10 billion years, and if you don't know how to generate the momentum change, it's hopeless. Okay? So other martial art, other style, I careless. But for Wing Chun, let's get this straight. There's no room for this, because what? Those MMA guys is every day they roll on the ground, they fight, they get close, they mount people. All is playing with the change of momentum. And then they have this doing the squat where they have their major muscle group simultaneously activate. They have the oblique twist to build out their core and the back muscle and so forth. How the world are you going to fight them when they are mastering this momentum change, where you are doing this without even moving the lower part of the body, and you're keeping chi and everything? You don't even know what is going on in the momentum change. So it is hopeless. How are you going to manage that to handle MMA, which is based on physics and science? With all this mysterious stuff, my grandmaster, my whatever, it doesn't matter who dropped what name. Law of physics don't give a damn who the hell you are. Okay? So this is, again, as what I say, this is back to the early 1900, late 1800 again. Start the preaching thing that, hey, my body after this Qigong, I can anti-bullets. And doesn't know that the bullet is about momentum change. How can you stand there to anti that momentum change, which is really huge? We generate the momentum change is an impulse, which is very huge. That's why penetrate. So the ancient Chinese is not stupid. If they're stupid, China will be gone 1,000 years ago. It doesn't have to go until today. Okay? But you have tons of villagers who have no idea what it is, and then you have a foreigner who have no idea what it is, keeping preaching that, and then you screw up everybody. You screw up people in the West, you screw up people in the East, and you keeping believe that. And then when the MMA guy come challenge the guy in the China, you get knocked out you get KO in seconds. You ask for that, okay? So this is serious stuff. We need to be careful. Why? have this mentality of doing proper thing for the world. It's not that I win. Is we do not want to mislead other people. So this is to share with you today.